You're still filming.
It's live, whatever you want.
Is it good? Good.
Hold on, let me see.
Like it matters.
Actually, if you lean forward a little bit, it is better.
Yeah, do that. Let's do that.
No, it literally does nothing. Oh, that's nice. You just lean it, I think, a little bit out of the lighting where.
There?
Yeah, that's literally 100% better. Oh, the fillings. Probably don't need that.
So I actually forgot that I set a video to go live while, don't worry, Tim's here filming. I'm not in the car by myself. Don't freak out. I'm in a Regularor. Or truck. This massive truck we're traveling. You guys don't know I drive a 1999 Toyota Tacoma just because I like old stuff. I use it, I trash it at my house and use it to work around the yard. So I'm super fancy. Yeah, so why speed matters? So we were reading the comments on speed is a dead end. All about why speed is not a goal in and of itself. I feel like the internet's pushed speed and chops for so long, I'm gonna go the opposite direction and push musicality and groove. So the comments are great. I love videos that make comments go crazy. And, but you know, I think we should do a follow-up about why speed does matter, actually. Because you guys are making a lot of good points in the comments. I just couldn't discuss them in the last video. So why would speed matter? It doesn't matter because it's not a goal in and of itself, but it does matter whenever you need it for the gig. For instance, if you're in a metal band or if you're in a punk band. Hey, I grew up on punk rock, skater punk, into pop punk. I grew up with hardcore punk, and then we went into ska. Like, I grew up in that era, so I get it. I had to play fast, and I worked on playing fast, but the goal was because of the gig. That goal for those punk songs was that we had to play fast, you know. And to this day, if they're playing a punk song in a set, I have to play fast for that reason. But there's some jazz gigs where you have to play really fast because it calls for it. There's some drum and bass gigs where you got to play really fast because it calls for it. So I don't think speed is bad. I think speed's a dead end goal whenever you don't put a cap on it. What's the goal here? You know, so speed matters if the gig calls for speed, if the style calls for speed. The whole style of metal calls for speed, but it doesn't mean that there's no groove there just because it's a metal song, or just because it doesn't mean that it's not grooving. Speed should also have groove. That's part of the big seven that I talk about. That's dynamics and articulation and groove and timing, all of those things. So speed matters if the gig calls for it, the same way chops matter if the gig calls for it. But groove always matters, 100%. Being musical always matters. Playing good dynamics, that always matters. Articulation, that matters. Having good timing, always. Those are universal things that always matter. Speed matters on certain gigs, but you know what? What happens if you're playing with like the ballad king of the world? You know, what happens if you're in, you know, Chicago after Danny Serafini left, and they're gonna do nothing but power ballads? Like, speed matters then in the other direction. You gotta play slow all the time. So it's relative, but it does matter. Just depends on your style.